You can't always.
This is the death
Remarkably empty.
Turn back towards God. Rise up.
This is Tuesday of the third week of Advent, and we start again with one of the ancient texts from Zephaniah, and the readings today follow the readings of yesterday. So the church obviously is expecting us to go to Mass each day, because in the message from Zephaniah, we are being told that the problem of the people of God is that they won't listen. Now, this is such an important message, I'm actually going to read it. She would never listen to the call. She would never learn the lesson, and she never trusted in the Lord and never drew near to God. Now, that is the great mistake of the people of God, because Advent is about drawing near to the Lord. It's about listening to the Lord. It's about receiving his word. And so if we refuse to do that, then what Zephaniah tells us is that the Lord will have to send chastisement to us. That's putting a correction into the system. That's what a chastisement is, so that we can actually come back to him and that we can offer our worship in a true spirit. And he says that he will remove the proud boasters from among us. And he said, I will leave among you a humble and lowly people. So a big warning there. The Lord is serious with us, and he expects his word to be listened to and to be responded to. So the response to this then is Psalm 32. This poor man called, and the Lord heard him. It doesn't matter if we have problems. It doesn't matter if we are sinful people trying to come to the Lord. What matters is that we come. And this psalm testifies that if we come, he will receive us. If I can use a very Irish expression, the Lord isn't picky about who comes. He'll receive anybody who comes. And so this psalm is really very wonderful. And it says, look towards the Lord and be radiant, and your face will never be abashed. So whether you're coming from a position of having made huge mistakes in the world and you need to find God, or whether you have been living a holy life and you need to get closer to God, it actually doesn't matter. You come to him and you'll become more and more and more radiant, because his glory will shine in your soul and eventually on your face. So that's a very important response. Now, the gospel, again, is Matthew giving us a warning, because the word of God is proclaimed to us daily in the scriptures, but we must give a response from the heart. And so in this gospel, Jesus gives us a parable. You know this parable very well. It's a parable about a man who has two sons. Now, throughout the scriptures, there's this wonderful image of a man with two sons. The man is God, and the two sons are two types of children. Those who will listen to him and those who won't. Those who obey and those who rebel. And when Jesus died on the cross, he had the two sons on either side of him. The so-called good thief, he's called good simply because he turned to Jesus. And then the other one is called bad because he refused to turn to Jesus. Neither of them were good. It's just the different responses they gave to the Lord. And so in this parable, the man says to one of his sons, will you go into my vineyard and work there? He said, I will not. And then he says, I shouldn't react to my father like that. I'll go. And then he meets the second son who says, oh yes, I'll go. but he doesn't go. So what the church is warning us about in this parable is that we mustn't give lip service. We mustn't say to God, I love you, and we refuse to do his will. If we refuse to do his will, we don't love him. We're in rebellion. And so we really need to take stock of our responses to God there. And so the church really wants us to be serious about Advent.